Good afternoon. The following is a statement from Senator Wiener, who is out of town and regretfully couldn't be here today. Senator Wiener, who serves as the co-chair of the California Legislative Jewish Caucus, asked that I read this statement on his behalf. Last weekend, as Israel came under attack by Hamas, what can only be described as a pogrom, I, like many of you, vocally called out this act of terror. Since then, we've been vocal in our support for Israel and its right to exist and to defend itself. We've been vocal in calling out and condemning those who lionize and praise Hamas's extreme violence as somehow being an act of quote unquote resistance. And we've been vocal in reminding people that anti-Semitism can so quickly lead to anti-Semitic violence, and that anti-Semitic violence can quickly lead to the worst kinds of outcomes. We must always be vigilant and hold our allies accountable for that vigilance. This past week has felt both incredibly chaotic and like a slow nightmare that keeps going. It's almost impossible psychologically to process the level of human tragedy and destruction that Hamas inflicted. Entire families butchered, parents murdered as their children watched, elders murdered or kidnapped as hostages, children taken from their parents as hostages, and let us not forget the non-Jews who paid the ultimate price, including a Filipina nurse who refused to flee and instead stayed with her homebound patient, an elderly Jewish woman, and died as a result. We need to remain focused on the most important things. 1, ensuring the hostages are returned home. 2, supporting Israel's right to self-defense. 3, weakening and debilitating Hamas so that it can't do this again, and holding Hamas terrorists fully accountable. 4, remembering the residents of Gaza, like Israelis, are human beings who also deserve to live in safety, peace, and dignity. We and Israel must not lose our humanity as we grieve our dead and rage against the evil that is Hamas. 5, and in the U.S., ensuring that our community is safe, including our kids. It breaks my heart when parents tell me they've instructed their kids to answer no if someone asks them if they're Jewish. It breaks my heart that there are Jewish college students who don't feel safe on campus. We need to be there for these young people. If I know one thing about Jews, it is that we are deeply resilient. The history of the Jews is a history of demonization, expulsion, expropriation, and genocide. But it's also a history of joy, beauty, perseverance, and strength. We will come through this dark period, and we will be stronger for it. Let's lock arms and recommit to a brighter, safer, and more peaceful future. Thank you.
Bring them home!